Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong episode 47. And so we've already finished the mission, but I did notice there's a data jack terminal over here. So I was gonna have Isabel jack in, and we already know all of these things, right? Yeah, see that medic, she already had like the second one. So it wasn't even that good of a find. Okay, but I'm gonna have her jack on in, and we're gonna see what hack open the docking door in the Matrix. Have I not already done this? Maybe there's some kind of something that I can steal, like some paid data, like before. This seems simple enough. They don't seem to come beyond. No, I lied. Crap. Alright, it's the middle of a blind spot? I'm looking this square right here. Can any of you see one of them can? Okay. I think I can time this right. Come on, Izzy. There we go. He couldn't see this square. He could. I lied, actually. That should be enough to get me through there. It breaks off into two different points. Okay. Ah, no. You know what? I really do dislike having to deal with the Matrix. I'm starting off with a bad start, and this is already not going very well. I'm pretty sure we've already unlocked the docking door. I ripped the docking door open, so we've already pretty much done that point already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. If there was any pay data, I'll just have to miss out on it. They don't really seem to pay out very much anyway. The boat sways languidly atop the water. Insulated walls stifle outside noises as if the chaos just beyond the door belonged to another world. Its interior is cramped, made smaller by maritime equipment protruding from the walls. The scent of sea and smoldering wood dominates your senses, ripened from years of perfunctory cleaning. Finally, a safe place to rest. Rooster flinches at your approach. When he speaks, he tries to sound confident, but his voice cracks. The 289s are gonna jam you up for this. Doubt it. You out of the way, someone's probably nabbed their job by now. If you don't can it, I'm gonna jam up your face. No one's gonna cry over you. I go this one. You heard a woman. If you know what's good for you, you'll clap your trap, chicken man. She grunts in frustration. Can this schooner go any slower? I want to get paid already. There's a cinnamon bun stall in Kai Tak with my name on it. Hang in there. Gobbet. I love Gobbet so much. Oh, I could just give her a hug. That's some crew right there. The boat heaves and pitches over the bay as your driver plows through the choppy waves to this drop-off point, leaving the Shangri-La restaurant far behind. Inside, restlessness fills the cabin. You finished the job. The extraction was a success, and now your client waits his prize, a triad red pole rooster. It wasn't easy. It should have been. It would have been if that damn Talon hadn't mangled your plans to his visceral determination. But even a street-forged orc like the Talon could be stricken down. With the Talon dead, your escape from the restaurant to the getaway boat was made smoother. Well, as smooth as wading through a small army of triads and skirting the HKP of dragon it could be. Luckily, Rooster got through the pursuit unharmed, and with the Talon now permanently out of commission, you might earn a few extra million from your client. All in all, a good run. Yeah, I have gotten pretty fantastic at doing these ShadowRun jobs. If I do say so myself, I'm not bragging, I'm just telling it how it is. So that leaves us, I think, with one more mission to do before we head into the, I'm assuming, the final mission. I think it's one more mission. It might be two more? I'm not sure. I have to look at it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and turn it and go over to the boat. This area never stays like lit once you, because I've technically explored everything in here, so I would think that it would, but I guess not. Claim my payment. Your workstation emission computer, the cool blue tones on the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you to have one unread message. Oh, that's shocking. Let me open the jobs directory. Claim payment for Rooster Lowe's kidnapping. You submit the job as finished and await your client's response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. The client is pleased with how you handled the situation. Rooster Lowe has been very contrite and forthcoming, due in no small part to the violence with which you handled the opposition. You've even earned a little extra for taking out the Talon. Your payment is attached. I missed it. I was so busy reading, I missed how much I made. That always happens. Check your inbox for new messages. Urgent problem. We have a problem to solve. It is urgent. Meet me at the Mahjong parlor. Kindly's orders. Ah, short and to the point as always. Let's see, nothing here? I didn't think there would be. I don't think I got any pay data from the last one. Claim payment for the... Oh! God dang it. You know, when I get paid like that, I'm just like, maybe I should have tried harder to get the... Because I'm pretty sure there was some pay data in the... where I left from. Let's see, that's not an option anymore, which is okay with me. Duncan. What's up, Duncan? Welcome back. You told me you were resentful when I took off, and maybe it was about how Raymond handled that thing with Double Tray. Sure, why not? Nah, it was about you disappearing for 8 years without a word, but we're past that now. Wu pulls his right elbow across his chest with his left hand, gets stretched. But that was a messed up night. A lot of things happened, and I wouldn't be surprised if some, I don't know, emotions got jumbled together. Feelings about the way I handle things, about Ogang, about the fight with Raymond. I mean, I think that was part of it. Sure, I'm still carrying that around, but mostly it was about Raymond. We butted heads before. I've broken plenty of his rules in the past, but I've never seen him so disappointed. I'm still not sure why. Never figured it out. I don't even talk about it from the beginning. Start with when Lockjaw showed up at Ray's house. Who pulls his left elbow across his chest and let out a little groan. So it was 2045, years after the summer we moved in with Raymond. We hadn't seen DT or Lockjaw or any of the gang in forever. Raymond's rules, no contact with our hoodlum friends, no visiting the Scott to check up on them. Right, he insisted on a clean break. We weren't even allowed to see the Axland family and their dog. Exactly, he wanted us to focus on our future, not bog down in past mistakes. The way I remember it, we woke up from the middle of the night and there was Lockjaw standing in our room covered in blood. My first thought was that Raven was going to kill us. Can you imagine? There's a teenage stylish Indian covered in blood in our bedroom, and my first thought was that I might get in trouble for it. We just started our new life. We were safe for the first time ever. We didn't want to blow it. I know I didn't want to go back to the Barrens. We had it good at Raymond's. Rue throws his elbow behind him and twists at the waist. So Lockjaw's bleeding all over our bedroom, and you're whisper yelling, "Where's DT? What happened to Double Tray?" 5 minutes later, we're dressed in black and in our way back to the Barrens. We had to. Of course, if it wasn't for Double Tray, neither of us would be here right now. DT was the one who took us to the teen center, introduced us to Raymond. Man, that was a messed up night. The 162s had overrun the Leary squad, better positioned to take on the nukes. Benzo and Tusk were bleeding out, Hernandez's family was half-eaten, and Little Joe, the streetwalker with the electric false eyelashes, lying on the floor in 2 parts. But we got Double Tray out alive. He was the only one, though. Who stares at his boot? I can still hear Lockjaw screaming as the ghosts took him down. When the 162s wanted something, they did not play. Anyway, all of that was just lead up. He lets out a long, slow breath, but still, it speaks to my state of mind that night. Why I wouldn't back down when Raven met us at the door. You two really went at it. We both had the strength of the righteous. You and I had broken his rules out of loyalty, out of gratitude. He just didn't get that. He never understood where we came from. And now we know why. He wasn't just some do-gooder who took in some street kids. He was a rich guy used to getting his way. That's what made him so furious. That's the way I see it too. I don't know, Duncan. I think it's because he thought we were playing him. I don't know. I don't know the guy well enough, and clearly neither did he. Let's see, he took them in. He cared for them. Could he have gotten angry because he was used to getting his way? That's possible. I don't see why he would think they were playing him. I guess I'd go with the first one up. But you're able to get him to calm down and see reason. Get him to see my side of the story. And all you said was that one thing. That thing he said his mother used to say to him when he was being young. What the hell was it? Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. He understands badly. He listens badly. Listen to what you know instead of what you fear. I don't know. Was it that? Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Wu nods his head, remembering. Yeah, that intent to reply thing really got to him. He saw that every time I was talking, he was thinking of the next thing to say back. Using his mother words on him really did the trick. I wonder what kind of childhood he had. He rubs his chin. But the way he looked at you after that, he was cruel to you, but all I did is quote his mother and I got the big chill. We were never the same. I know, I think that may have been part of why it was. Maybe he's got mommy issues. Wu chuckles humorously, and who knows, maybe I've got a few daddy issues to deal with too. Guess I should try and keep an open mind when we see him. What do you think about that last run? Actually, it wasn't bad. Reminded me a little of doing undercover work for the Star. We got to go to a fancy restaurant, do some legwork, blend in, and then take a bad son of a bitch into custody and motor off in a speedboat. He smiled wistfully. Made me feel a little like Detective Dirk Chappell from Bounty Hawks. You ever watched that old show on a trip? Yeah, I saw a few episodes. It was overproduced crap, but it was fun. Didn't that show get canceled about season end? Couldn't get into it. The mom who played Mia Sui couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. I got a last one. He huffs indignantly. That was a choice, Mooshi. If you'd gotten more than a couple episodes in, you've learned that she was a Bunraku puppet in the beginning and that her real personality was being suppressed. Ah. Man, so many great twists in that show. After this is all over, you should go back and give it a watch. A real watch this time. Anyway, in all seriousness, it went about as well as I can imagine any run going. We got Talon out of the way, and that's good. Don't need a bad son of a bitch like that coming back after us later. I don't know, Mooshi. Don't always feel right taking people out like that, but it definitely feels like the smart thing to do. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Let's talk later. Anytime. Alright. So let's go upstairs. And let's talk to Izzy. You enter Isabel's cabin and find her jacked into the octopus. Her body slouches, motionless, tethered to the machine. The computer's large display flips to life again, just as it did last time Isabel's avatar fills the screen. This isn't helping. The avatar frowns down on you, a look of supreme disillusionment on its face. I'm in my safe space, and it doesn't help. The memories are just as painful here as they are in the real world. And memories are a part of you. Decking doesn't make you leave that behind. Can't you just try not to think about it? Yeah, it sucks. I get it. The question is, what are you gonna do about it? Wow, why did it click off like that? I didn't even notice because it went back to my recording screen. Your memories are a part of you. Decking doesn't make you leave that behind. What are you gonna do about it? I don't know, okay? Just don't. You know what? Hang on. Every time we stop the screen, the terminal powers down. Isabel's body shudders. A familiar tremor. Her consciousness is flooding back out of the matrix and into her meat. Her eyes flutter and she takes a sharp breath. Slowly, shakily, she rises from the perch on the floor. You hear more questions, right? She calls into the crook of her arm, writes her notes on her sleeve. I'm sure that you are. Why else would it be bothering me? So spit them out. And I'll go digging around in that cesspit that I call a memory. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a clue. I know you're hurting Isabel. Come down, Iz. We're on the same side here. If venting helps, go ahead. He takes a deep breath, makes a visible effort to calm herself. No, No, that wasn't like me. This isn't the person I want to be. I'll be okay. I can handle this. Just ask me your questions, okay? Let's get this ball rolling. I have a question about the Walled City. She clenches her jaw, nods. Go on. Galvin told me about your escape from the Walled City just like you said she would. Galvin said you didn't want her to guide your parents out of the Walled City, that you wanted them left behind. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Why are you telling me about it? Because I want to get your side of the story. She says, alright, fine, if that's what you want. The Walled City was a hellhole. You already know that. But for all of its failings, it was a good teacher. It taught me to hide, to stay small and unnoticed and insulated, to survive. It taught me that the fish on the perimeter of the school get eaten, that sticking your neck out is a fool's errand, and that even fools can have their uses. It also taught me to recognize a stronger person when I met one, and how to use that streak for my own benefit. So when I met Gabet, I knew that she had something that I didn't. Confidence? Sure, that and her connection to Rat, everything about her, really. We were different people then, still are now, but the differences were even more pronounced when we were kids. I found it hard to believe. You two are nothing alike. You were so different. How did you two get along? Care to elaborate on that? Gabet was playful and carefree. She could hold her own in a scrape, but she mostly saw life as a game. As for me, well, I knew that it wasn't. I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10 at the time, but even at that age, I saw Gabet for what she represented, what she could be. And what was that? My own personal road out of the Walled City, a path to freedom disguised as a little girl with dreadlocks. As it turned out, I was right. I'm sorry it keeps clicking off. I don't know why it does that. And I think when it clicks off like that, the recording goes black for a moment. She pauses, her eyes flip to the ground, and she tightens her hands into fists. Ever since I unlocked these damn memories, I can't go 10 minutes without thinking about what might happen if I hadn't followed Gabet out of that place. It's like a vicious cycle, running over it and over it in my head. I hate it, but it won't stop. I feel guilty. You needed some help and you took it. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Gives me another reason to feel grateful to her, I guess. That's something. I've always known that I owed Gabet, but now I remember how much and why. Anyway, that's my side of the story. I hope that it satisfied your curiosity. Now let's move on. Gabet said you didn't want to guide your parents out of the Walled City, that you wanted them left behind. She nods miserably. Yes, but not for anything that they done. My parents were good people. They fled Somalia to try and find a better life for their children. It wasn't their fault that they wound up in the Walled City. I wanted them left behind for me. For you? What do you mean by that? Isn't it obvious? She taps her temple. This. I knew what I was going to have done. I planned it well in advance. After I got out, I was going to find someone who could make my childhood go away. How would that have stuck if my parents were around? If I had a living member right there next to me? It wouldn't have, so they had to stay. I straddled the middle line. Yeah, I did. Besides, I was sure they'd be fine. They were my parents, grown-ups. They'd be alright. She heaves aside. Before you ask, I checked. They're gone now. I can't go riding to their rescue. I made the decision when I was a kid. It felt like the right one at the time, and now I have to live with it. Oh. Something must have happened to them. I wonder what, though. Until you store the memories again, you mean. We all have to live with things that we regret. I don't know, the first one seems kind of snappy, but the third one seems kind of cold, and the second one seems like, I don't know. Yeah, until then, now let's change the subject, okay? Anything else will be fine. Why did you have your memories locked away? Why do you think they were awful, traumatic? I'm not talking about personal trauma here. I was fortunate enough to avoid the fates of any of my peers. I didn't get pressed into service in a brothel. The organ leggers didn't get me. I only had to watch one of my siblings die. She frowns. So, yeah, it could have been worse, but that doesn't make me early life in the Walled City any easier to bear. Hang on, you watched one of your siblings die? She nods. Yes, my older brother capped out heroin overdose. He was 19, almost the same age that I am now. Stop doing that. Alright, hang on, let me try something. Okay. That's awful. I'm sorry you had to watch that. Me too. When I hear something awful, I almost envy him. He got out easy compared to a lot of people who died in Wall City. There was no violence. He just put a spike in his arm, depressed the plunger, and stopped breathing. Quick and easy. I'm sorry. You could have done the same, but you didn't. You're stronger than that. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching to choir, but I survived. I don't know if that's something to feel proud of. It's just what I did. I don't think any less us I'm not sure how to say his name, for doing what he did. I don't even know why you're being such a douchebag, Peter. I don't even know if he did it on purpose, but his death was a lesson. I did my best to learn from it. Everything that happened in my childhood was that way. A lesson in disguise. Lessons about impermanence and the random cruelty of life. Lessons about a huge mistake it is to get attached and how to prioritize your own survival no matter what. These lessons were important, they kept you alive, but it's just as important to know when to leave them behind. She nods. Yeah, I know, but I'm having a hard time with that right now. We all carry the same scars. You and me and Gunshow and Gobbet. Some run bigger and deeper than others, but we all got them. Her voice goes small. I don't want mine anymore. Abruptly, she turns away. That's enough of that. Ask me something else, MS. I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's all for now. Can we talk about something else? Please, to be honest, anything else would be preferable. Any thoughts about that last run? Pretty simple, all things considered. Get in, nap the guy, get out. Can't say that I've taken many jobs that straightforward. There's also something kind of refreshing to have the upper hand over the triad Red Pole, even if he's from a small-time outfit like the 289s. It was fun, I'll admit it. I'm also glad to have been able to put down the Talon. I knew a lot of people like that back in the Walled City, the kind of psychotic bullies that would torture protection racket victims even if they were going to pay, just to prove who was in charge. I owe that kind of people a world of hurt. Anything else you want to know? I gotta go, Isabel. She nods glumly. Be well. I feel so bad for her. Hey, welcome back. Let's get back to the lesson you're teaching. Works for me, let's get back to it. I guess the moral? I was gonna oh. Did I read this? I guess so. Any thoughts about that last run? I never had a chance to go to Shangri-La before. It's too risky for a little street rat like me. And you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. All those stuffed shirts and fancy food are nice, but give me a cheap corner stall any day. I did pocket some of their silverware, though, and a teapot. The Talon was a real piece of work. Glad to see that guy put in the ground. He made my skin crawl, like he was the kind of guy who tortured animals for fun. Even the 289 seemed a little scared of him. I doubt anyone's gonna shed tears over him for too long. So, what else did you want to chat about? That's all for now, Gobbet. Talk to you later. Yeah, hey, Seattle. I'm sorry that this lesson wound up getting a little unfocused at the end. I'm not really sure what came over me. Truth be told, I don't know how many more lessons I can take. Happens to the rest of it. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Well, I still feel bad about it. So look, I'll make you a deal. Your next lesson will definitely be on point, and I'll tell you what it's about up front. No more question and answer sessions. How does that sound? Fine by me, Gobbet. Catch you next time. Shoeways, next time. Alright, so we actually do have a bit of time for Gaichu. So I know there are a few questions I left with him that I didn't quite investigate. And after that, I'll call it a day. There's not really much going on now. I really do think we're reaching the end, and that's okay. I feel like I'm gonna miss all of the characters here, though. They're wonderfully developed and have such dynamic personalities. Okay. Why did you pick the name Gaichu anyway? It was given to me. This is what the Japanese call ghouls, for the most part. I am vermin, a thing shunned by polite society to be hunted and slain for a bounty. My old life is gone. It seemed as apt a name for the streets as any other that I could choose. Usually ShadowRun say something much impressive. Don't you think that once you heard people think it's a little silly? I like that attitude. It turns the tables of power. Gaichu dips his head in agreement. One does not defeat the enemy solely by strength of arms. One must turn one's weaknesses into strengths. It is an old and valuable lesson, too often forgotten. Your armor is heavier than most ShadowRunners wear, and more distinctive too. Gaichu nods, growling his assent. Oh, okay. That is correct. It is the armor worn by the elite soldiers of the Rinraku corporate military, the Red Samurai. What are the Red Samurai? The Rinraku Military Special Operations Division, the most elite that the corporation has to offer, on par with the era's Firewatch or Tarnagear's Ghost. The Red Samurai are world-class soldiers assigned to only the most difficult and important missions. How did you manage to steal a suit of their armor? The corner of Gaichu's mouth curls up into the smallest of grins. I did not steal it. It is mine. You were a Red Samurai? Indeed, for the entirety of my adult life, I was a member of the Rinraku military, specifically the Red Samurai. That changed relatively recently. I feel the reasons are abundantly clear. Hence, I still possess my armor, my sword, my training. They have served me well in both my previous life and in this one. How did you end up running the shadows? Gaishu lets out a coughing laugh that reverberates through the cramped room. But utter enjoyment is appropriate for a cannibal whose only previous experience is in military operations. There are not many things I know how to do. This is one of them. That doesn't explain why you fled your old unit. You weren't always a ghoul, though. In theory, Red Samurai who are wounded are given the best in medical treatment and cybernetics. If these are insufficient to return them to active duty, they are given a pension and retire. In practice, this is never the case. Red Samurai teams do everything together: eat, sleep, train, play. We learn to think for each other, move as a single entity. When part of that team is broken, it affects everyone. Gaishu runs his cloth over his scalp, sighing. The other members of the unit would be distracted, thinking about a wounded comrade, and would resent a new member for usurping the old member's place. So the wounded invariably take the same course of action for the good of the team. Ritual suicide. Seppuku. Seppuku? Oh no. An interesting way to ensure unit cohesion, that's for sure. Perhaps in the Yukis or other western counties it would not be necessary, but for us the laws of etiquette are different. Some call it extreme, but it is almost always done willingly, or almost always, I should say. In my case, I became infected while on a sabotage mission against Shiwazi in Osaka. The unit was exfiltrating on foot from Naniwa Ward through the Erinchiku slums. We had not anticipated a ghoul nest on our route. My surprise got the better of me, and I was bitten. Understand that since the passage of the Yamato Act, Japan is a pure country. Metahumans are deported, and to be infected with HMHVB is to be less than an animal. You will be killed on sight. Since this was, in effect, the same as being permanently crippled in the eyes of the team, it was expected that I would kill myself. Why didn't you? Because I was still capable of fighting. I questioned the necessity of suicide. Why should I die if I was still as effective as before? Was I not worth having, simply because my diet changed? One does not discard a quality tool simply because the surface is stained. I made the decision to leave while the unit was allowing the time to prepare for my expected suicide. I took nothing but my weapons, armor, and a small number of personal mementos. I knew that the unit would hunt me down and kill me. Ghouls are considered vermin in Japan. To have a Red Samurai become one and refuse to die? Unconscionable. How long did it take them to find you? They found me 2 weeks after I ran. I was careless as I fled south, and they caught up with me in Fukuoka, but I escaped barely. It was at the point I decided that I should leave Japan. I knew they would not stop hunting me, but I could make it more difficult for them. Okay. Alright, well, I'll see you later, Gaishu. Please, come by whenever you like. I really need to take him on a mission. It's just so hard since he's a ghoul to take him places. Okay, but I'm gonna end the video here. So, if you liked the video, comment or subscribe below. Before I do that, let me actually check and see how many missions I have. Only 2 more. Oh, I have to hear Connie Ching's information. I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm in the video here. Thank you guys for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.